by a buzzer-beat shot. Their 3-win, 4-loss record was enough to keep them in 4th place in their pool and enable them to go through to the quarterfinals of the competition. There they faced off against previously unbeaten Tiara College, winning the game 11-8. In the semi-finals they came up against Rosmini, and so Rosmini has really been one of the top basketball schools in New Zealand. They've produced a lot of Tall Blacks, produced a lot of young men who've gone on to professional basketball team careers, and I imagine that Rosmini would have fancied their chances against St Paul's, having beaten them in pool play. But this time, determined to flip the script, the boys executed their game plan to perfection and took a win against Rosmini 17-15, earning themselves in a spot in the finals. Their finals game was against Santa Maria College, a team that had beaten them by 6 points in pool play. Despite the hard-fought game, they were not able to take down their opposition, although they did manage to close the gap in the end, losing 11-14. So we congratulate both of our teams, our senior team, for finishing midway in that very tough competition. But obviously, particularly, we're really proud of our junior team who have taken out and finished runner-up in this competition. So we're going to present them with their medals and their cup. All right, so we'll ask them to come forward. So we'll go Riley Foster first as captain. Come forward, Riley. Not here. Okay, that's the seniors. That would be good if I read the right sheet. All right. Okay, so Liam Mingman. Sorry, Liam. All right. Okay. Yep. And Noah? No. Sam? Jackson? And Asher? Okay, and the trophy is going to go to Asher. All right. Okay, right. To Noah. All right, so we congratulate these guys on finishing runner-up in the New Zealand 3-on-3 Basketball Championships. All right, a great effort, best we've done in this competition, and a really good indication, I think, of where we're heading as far as basketball in the school. So well done to these men, and a big thank you to Mr. Cameron for his input. Thanks, Josh. Okay, so we go to triathlon, all right? And so we had a number of athletes involved in the New Zealand Triathlon Champs, New Zealand Secondary School Triathlon Champs, which were held in New Plymouth. And I'd like those students who are competing in that event, so in particular Oliver Larkham and those students that are involved in the mixed under-18 relay team, that's Ollie Markham, Toby Finlinson, Nikita Coleman, to come forward just over the side on my right-hand side. Okay, so if that group would come forward. Okay, so we had 5 students who travelled down to Wanaka to compete in the New Zealand National Triathlon Champs, which was held on Sunday, the 16th of February. That conflicts with my earlier information. Okay, I reckon this is last year's report. Okay, I'll bluff it. All right. Okay, so this year's National Triathlon Champs were held in New Plymouth. The report that I've got is for the National Championships, which were held, in fact, in Wanaka last year, so I apologise for that. All right, so in the individual event, Oliver Larkham came first in the under-19 individual triathlon championships. Oliver actually competed in the under-19 division last year, and he won that division. So his race consisted of a 300-metre swim, a 15-kilometre bike ride, and a 4-kilometre run. Right, so pretty gruelling event. All right, and to finish national champ 1 year is a great achievement, but to finish 2 years in a row, Oliver, is a magnificent achievement. Right, so I'm going to get Mr. Robson to come forward and assist me with the presentation of the medal and the trophy, the shield. All right, and then Oliver teamed up with a group of 4 other runners, and those 4 other team members had to compete in the bike ride, the running event, and the swimming event. Right, and one of those members of that team was a girl called Monique Spedding, and she was from Hamilton Girls, but the members of our team were obviously Oliver, Toby Finlinson and Nikita Coleman, all right, and they took out gold in the mixed under-19 relay. Okay, big round of applause for those students who competed in New Zealand National Triathlon. And when I have the correct report, I'll read the one out on Friday, so apologies to that. Okay, so next one is the Maori Cup Regatta, all right, which is known as the New Zealand Secondary School Rowing Championships, alternates between Lake Ruataniwha and Lake Karapiro. Last year, Ruataniwha was cancelled, and so the rowers last year only had the benefit of competing in the North Island Champs last year. This year, because there was no North Island, what was decided was that based around the performance of crews in the New Zealand, that they would allocate the North Island and South Island medals based on their performance in the Nationals. So if you finished in third place in the Nationals and you were the only North Island crew, you'd get a gold medal for North Islands because you were the top crew in that particular discipline, you know, for the North Islands, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to do this, we'll do the North Island medal tally first, all right, and we're only going to do the crews that didn't earn a medal in the Maori Cup, right? And so first of all, I want to have the boys under 18 Cox 4. So that's Tom Matthews, Tom Haycock, Lewis Etzinger, and Matthew Waddell, and they were coxed by Sam Ward. All right, so if that group of young men would come forward, and also if I could have the girls under 18 double, that's Jess Scatchard and Belinda Wright. Right, so if that group of students would come forward first. And we're going to retain all of these students up in the sanctuary until we've completely recognised their achievements. So, boys under 18, Cox 4, finished as the third ranked North Island team in Maori Cup. So, Tom Matthews, if you come forward and receive your bronze. Tom Haycock, come forward guys. Lewis Etzinger and Matt Waddell. And our Cox, Sam Ward. And Mr. Simonselli will present those awards. And then the girls under 18 under 18 double, which is Jess Scatchard and Belinda Wright, Pocket Rockets. All right, so these guys were some of the smallest of the crews there. So they finished second ranked North Island crew in the under 18 doubles, and so they received a silver medal for their efforts in the North Islands. Let's congratulate all of those students. Well done. Okay, and now we go to the Maori Cup tally. Right, so what I'll do is I'll read out the performance in the Maori Cup, and then I'll read out the performance in the North Islands, okay, because it's quite complicated, all right? So, first of all, the boys under 18 novice Cox Quad, Guy Charteris, Blake Finlinson, Levi Davidson, Ashton Coombs, and George Adamson, who was a Cox. They received a bronze medal in the Maori Cup Regatta, and their ranking was exactly the same in their North Island placing, all right? So they're going to get a double lot of medals for bronzes. So let's have Guy, Blake, Levi and Ashton and George to come forward and receive their bronze for Māori, New Zealand Secondary Schools, and their bronze for North Islands. And I'll get these guys to stay up here, please. Okay, next group is the boys under 18 novice double, Guy Charteris and Levi, so they're up here already. All right, they gained a bronze in the Maori Cup Regatta in the double, all right, and they also gained a bronze in the under 18 novice double in the North Islands. And then we have the girls under 18 Cox 4, Bria McDonald, Leah Weck, Jess Scatchard, Belinda Wright and Fred Phillips. That group would come forward. Fred was the Cox. And they gained a bronze in the girls under 18 Cox 4 at Māori. And their performance was such that they were the top ranked North Island crew, so they receive a gold for their performance because they were the top North Island crew. All the other crews were South Island crews, so well done. And then we go to the girls under 17 Cox Quad. So that was Leah Weck, Olivia Dunn, Awatea Gudgeon, Charlotte Boyd and Tanika Naidu. Tanika was the Cox in that group. They receive a bronze for their performance in the Maori Cup Regatta. And they receive a silver for their performance in North Island Cruise, because they were second of North Island Cruise and third nationally. Okay. And then we come to the boys under 17 double. They were second in New Zealand. That was Logan Spencer and Riley Wills. But in the North Islands, they were the first ranked North Island crew, so they receive a gold for the North Island secondary schools and a silver for the Maori Cup Regatta. So come forward, Logan and Riley. Okay, and then I'm going to talk a little bit more about this in a moment. But Riley was both first ranked North Island Secondary School single sculler, so he receives a gold for the North Islands, and he receives a gold for the Maori Cup Regatta, and he also receives a trophy which I don't think St Paul's Collegiate has ever won, which is the single sculler gold, and I'll talk a little bit more about what the significance of that is in a moment. But the trophy only covers the last 10 years, and it's a really prestigious trophy. It's the first event actually in the finals, all right? So he did exceptionally well. So if we just think about the overall results, all right? So our Coxons did really well in the Coxons race, all right? They took out that event, which was fantastic, all right? And then we went on to enjoy considerable success. So we had 11 crews in A finals, and we had 7 crews in B finals. We had 36 rowers at the Maori Cup Regatta. 34 of them made a final in A or B. And remember, Maori Cup goes A finals, B finals, C finals, D finals, etc., depending on what the race is, right? So you know, almost everyone that was part of the rowing fraternity of St Paul's was involved in an A and a B final, right? And then in the end result of that competition, we ended up with 4 bronze medals in the New Zealand Secondary School event, 1 silver and a gold, right? Okay, the gold was won by Riley, right? And so that means basically he did the 2 kilometre distance and won that event, you know, relatively comfortably. And winning that event, he got his trophy, he got his medal, and he got that, which is a single scull worth $10,000 from Lazo, right? Okay, so basically he won a boat for the school. So for the next 5-10 years, you know, St Paul's rowers will enjoy the fruits of Riley's efforts, you know, on the water, right? And we are incredibly proud of all of our rowers, right? They have done superbly well, all right? You know, and as a result of their performances, you know, a number of them have won higher honours, right? So we have Leah Weck, Logan Spencer, Riley Wills, and Fred Phillips. They've all been chosen to compete in the North Island versus South Island you know, trials for rowing, which is sort of, it means that they're the ultimate elite level of that group. And in the case of Matt Waddell, he's got one step further. You know, he's been chosen for a New Zealand junior trial, and what that would have meant for Matt would have been that, you know, this year if they had the world champs, and if he got through to the final group in the New Zealand juniors, he would have represented New Zealand overseas in a country like Czechoslovakia or Slovakia or whatever country in the world where the world champs are being held, right? Okay, so that's not a bad effort actually. I think that's a very, very good effort, and I want to thank all of the Novi rowers that came out to support these guys, all of the other students that came out to support their mates, you know, because, you know, ultimately our rowers did us proud, right? So I'd like to put our hands together and congratulate all of them on their success. Well done. Right. So I'm just not sure of Matua, you want to come forward? Okay, so just for the benefit of this, while Matua is coming forward, just for the benefit of the students that weren't here on Friday, on the first day of term 2, yeah, we'll be welcoming Mr. Skeen as our new headmaster. And as part of Mr. Skeen's welcome, yeah, we will have a porphyry which will start at 1:30 and will run through in the afternoon. And as part of that porphyry, what we're intending to do is that we're intending to have the whole school be involved in the haka porphyry, right? And so on Friday, you know, the whole school got through a little bit of that haka porphyry, you know, with the help of our senior students involved in kapa haka, all right? And today what we want to do is familiarise the other 150 students who are away at sport events with that first part of that event. Don't chew gum, Fabian, while you're standing in the middle of the chapel. Swallow quickly. If you die, I'm not giving you mouth-to-mouth resuscitation, all right? That's not an option, all right? Okay, so what we need to do is we need to bring the rest of the school up. Next week, yeah, at some point next week, we will have haka porphyry practice, which will go for the whole half an hour, okay, so that we can do this right. All right, so, you know, maybe if I hand over to Matua, he can explain to the students who weren't here a little bit of the significance, and then we'll just do a brief practice as a bit of a warm-up so we're not starting from scratch. Matua.
Etu. Cool, tēnā tātou. Just as a quick reminder, following on from the words of the headmaster, so the haka porphyry is to acknowledge a special occasion and to honour our guests. So it's imperative that you take the time to really take on the next 5 minutes as we go through the first half, all the way from toia mai to kumau mai te waka. We've got our kapaka students in and around you through the main body. So if you're unclear, you're either looking for the front, tāne mā, following these actions, wahine mā following matsire on the other side. Kapai. I'm going to get used to jump down there in front of those ones. Cool. Remember, you're following the words after the dash. Hi ha, I te waka, te waka, te waka. Cool. We start off with kiraro, hands down. Hope. Kiraro. Kia ori. Wā hei runga hei raro. Mai, I te urunga, ki te moenga, ki te takotora mai takotoa I te wā. O kumea mai, ki te urunga, ki te moenga. Cool, that was great. That's the base action. Those are your 4 words for the first half of the haka porphyry. I just want to run that again, but with 80% volume. Ka pai? So if you feel like you're going too loud, that's the spot. That's where we want to be for now. Cool, if you need to push out into the middle rows because you don't have, your arms are big. All right, rowers, just push them down a little bit. Kiraro. Shh. Tāne mā. Hope. Kia ora. Volume, please. Kia ora. O hei runga hei raro. Hi-ha, hi-ha. O toia mai. I te urunga. I te moenga. I te takotora mai takotora i te o kumea mai. I te urunga. I te moenga. I te takotora mai takotora i te o. Ki raro, ka pai. We're so far, so good. The only difference is, Tanema watching James at the front, when he goes up, his ka pai, he has to go to a right angle all the way up. Right? So his action for the Tanema is big and then fully down. Ka pai, just like from the school haka, up, down, nona mata, just before there. So it's a big smack and then wahirema, more beautiful, but still big. Ka pai, I just want to run it to there twice and we're going to hit the wrap. Ki raro. Cool, if that was your 80, can you take it to 97, please? My 80 was what I wanted. Cool, so I just need you to push. Ki raro, hope it. Ki raro, kia ora. Push. O hei runga hei raro. Hi-ha, hi-ha. O toia mai. I te urunga. I te moenga. O kumea mai. I te urunga. I te moenga. I te takotora mai takotora i te o. Ki raro. We've only got one more go. Takes us another 47 seconds to get there, so shake your arms out. The last one, I just want you to push your volume all the way up, whatever your 100 is, that's where I need you to go. Handi handaks. Ka pai. So if it's so loud that it hurts, that's where you want to be. Shh. Toru. Rua. Tahi. Hope. Ki raro. Kia ora. O hei runga hei raro. O toia mai. I te urunga. I te moenga. Tēnā koutou, tēnā tātou. That's us for today. We're halfway there, wama. Kuri no, tēnā koutou.
So I want to thank Matua and the Kapa group for leading us. I'm really impressed, really, with how the people that were away on Friday, positively picked it up and embraced it, right? And I think it's an indicator, really, to Auckland Grammar and to Mr. Skeen's family, to the head of Auckland Grammar, Mr. Tim O'Connor. It's an indication to them, really, about the culture of the school, right? Okay. And traditionally, as an audience, our contribution has really been around Waiata, and the school haka, right, to welcome people with visitors like that, right, okay? So our opportunity now is to make it a really spine-chilling opportunity for our visitors when they come here, right? We want to show them really, a good barometer of the way in which we feel, and are committed and are together, right? So he knows that he's coming to a place that is in good heart, all right? So it's really important that we do that well, all right? So we'll have another crack at that, a little bit later next week, and then one more go, but remember, we're going to turn up on that first day, no practice, we've got to get it right in the next 2 days, 2 weeks, all right? We must make sure it goes well. Okay, so we're going to go now to, all right, we'll go to the Harrington Fashion Show, right? So we'll go first to the Harrington Fashion Show. So Katie and Soph are going to talk about next Friday, all right, the cultural highlight for Harrington House for the year. Might be a little bit stretching it, but all right, the Wearable Art Show or the Harrington Fashion Show. So I'll hand over to these ladies.
So this is just a notice for Harrington Fashion Show next Friday at 7 p.m. For those that don't know, this year's theme is a night at the theatres, with every house creating a dress, cake and skit inspired by a different musical.
All the money raised is going to be donated to Hearts Kid Foundation. Tickets are $10 and can be purchased from any of the girls or at the door on the night. Thank you.
Okay, and the ball thing.
On the 3rd of June, from 7 till midnight, St Paul's is hosting its annual school ball. As the heads of the social portfolio, we've had numerous meetings to decide on the perfect theme. Togas, gladiators and grand marble statues, we're taking you back to ancient times. Now, without further delay, I'm proud to announce that this year's ball theme is Greek Gardens. To give you seniors an idea of what this will look like, we'd like to show you a video.
So there we have it. An email will be sent out sometime this week for the Year 13s to purchase tickets, and then 2 weeks' time it'll be available for Year 12s. It's a glamorous night filled with amazing food, dancing, and a lot of good memories. We hope to see you there. And there's also, we're carrying on that thing from last year, like the best prom pose or whatever, we'll get a free ticket. Yeah, cheers.
Okay, so look, it would be fantastic if you could get behind Harrington House and the fashion show, the Wearable Art Show next Friday. All right, normally it's probably one of the most well-attended school events that we operate in. Right, and then obviously one of the most exciting events in the social calendar for Year 12 and 13 is the ball. Right, and with much regret, I will not be there for the last ball, right? So not something actually, to be honest, that I'll be particularly sad about. But yeah, okay. So look, I'm going to say to you that Year 13s obviously get first priority, right? But we have 200 Year 12 students in the school this year, right? So it's first in, first serve, right? So Year 13s will have their crack for a couple of weeks, and then Year 12s will have their crack forever long. We've got tickets, right? We've got a maximum number of tickets. Fantastic opportunity for you to get your hair down, dress up, enjoy the lovely company of your partner, many of whom you all know not very well. So we look forward to you taking part in that event in June, right? Okay, so I'm just firing myself into a hole here. Okay, so what I'd like to do is just a bit of a wrap up. All right, so I want to congratulate our basketballers on finishing runner-up in the New Zealand Secondary School 3-on-3 competition, first time ever. I want to congratulate our triathletes, Oliver Larkham, finishing number 1 in New Zealand in the under-19 division, second time in a row, amazing achievement, and the 3 other members of the mixed relay team that also gained a gold medal in that event. And then lastly, I want to congratulate our rowers on their tremendous achievements in the New Zealand Secondary School Maori Regatta, probably the best achievements that we've had for quite a number of years. Right? So we've enjoyed some great success last week, and it was nice to have the opportunity of celebrating it. I'd like all of the rowers to remain behind at the end to meet Mr. Hay, So if they would stay behind, please, and we've got a couple of things that we need to sort out as far as the season is concerned. Please stand.
All Harrington girls can go to lunch now for fashion show prep. All the rowers stay behind as well. Year 13's 110.